A survey suggests that it's falling out of favor with teenagers. It's according to the latest data from eMarketer. From the report, Facebook usage among 12 to 17-year-olds will drop 3.4% this year as teens give up the platform for Snapchat and Facebook-owned Instagram. Marks the first time that eMarketer has predicted a decline in Facebook usage for any group. Colin, we talked about this morning with Kramer, who said Zuckerberg saw this coming a long time ago. That's the whole point of building what is now essentially a portfolio of platforms.
Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, most younger users have migrated to camera-first platforms like Snapchat, like Instagram. I think what we've found, though, is that use cases are different between Snapchat and Facebook. One is much more real-time communication. The other is more of a repository of shared content that the community can access at any given time. So we think both apps will do very well. And in fact, there's a lot of overlap between Snapchat and Instagram, which is a key part of the Facebook family.
Ed, I don't buy it. I mean, teens were supposed to have just rolled over on Facebook 3 years ago. If eMarketer is predicting a decline in usage for the first time, they're the only ones who didn't predict the decline in usage. Meanwhile, Facebook is the one that's just been racking up the numbers when it comes to engagement and when it comes to user growth. So who knows what they're going to come up with in the next few weeks to keep teens engaged, right?
And they've always got the best insight into what people are actually using outside of Facebook as well. You're right. I mean, there are tons of teens on Facebook, but I'll give you a channel check, right? My 12-year-old daughter, she's not on Facebook. She's on Instagram all the time. A little bit of Snapchat. And interestingly enough, lately, she'll ask to check my Twitter. Hey, Dad, can I see your Twitter for a second? I think she likes to see the broadcast, see like the funny things that flow through.
That's danger.
It is.
No good can come from that.
Exactly.
Aren't you supposed to be like
shut down TweetDeck.
Exactly.
No, but the demos here, according to this eMarketer, is 12 to 17 and 18 through 24, something that Snap will dominate.
You know, and I think that's. I like that prediction because I think there's only more room for Snap to grow. I do think they've really tapped into this, as Colin said, this camera-first sort of identity, the way of communicating. And I think that's an interesting thing. Snap says they're a camera company. They're not really. They're a social media company. They sell advertising. The difference that they try to highlight, however, is when you open up Snap, the first thing that happens is the camera on your face. That's the first thing you're seeing, right? It's telling you, take a picture of something first. That's how people are starting to communicate. It's through pictures more so than text. And I think Snap has sort of been the first on that. And I think they're still tapping into that in a way that Facebook is still figuring out.
I guess the good news for Facebook, Colin, is not only that they own Instagram, but if we're going to divide this by demographic, then eventually those users will age out of Snapchat and come home to Facebook, right?
Well, I don't know if they age out of Snapchat, but I do think as they graduate from schools, they also graduate to Facebook. That is the easiest way to find a broader group of friends and family. So, and I think we've seen that in our research already, that there is some leakage from the younger people using those apps like Snap back to Facebook or over to Facebook as they get jobs and enter the workforce.
Does your 12-year-old, is that?
Oh, she's 12, yeah.
Does she watch the shows? I think it's interesting that some of these big media giants, like our parent company Comcast, has an investment in Snap. Also, Time Warner CNN is now doing a new
Everyone's
Snap
doing
show.
some version of this, right?
They seem bullish on this audience.
So she doesn't really see those things. I think it's like if she's on Instagram, you know what she really loves are those. I think she's sort of moved on from this now, but BuzzFeed does something called Tasty Videos, which are like these 30-second, 2-minute clips of just food. Not because she's necessarily going to make the food, but it's entertaining to her, right? And so I think that's the kind of content that, video content that plays really well on these services. It fits the format nicely. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. You're not trying to shoehorn in a TV show into a different format. I think that's the key. If any of these shows are going to survive or really thrive, they're going to figure out the format more so than the content.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.